Salutations, friends. My name is Brianna Bond, otherwise known as No Ordinary Scholar, and, well, I feel like I've talked about all of my other works. Why not give this one a chance? I Hear Colors. This is actually my first published novel. The Color Black was my first published book, period, but that's mostly poetry and prose. This is full-blown novel right here. And it's basically about a girl suffering from depression. Doesn't that sound familiar, guys? Basically, this is your own story. You can do better. What I mean when I say basically is, it is following a girl with depression, but that's not the major thing about the book. The major thing is that there are font changes. I don't know if there's any way to show you this because cameras. Let me find a good page. See throughout the page here. The font changes, and that's to show the depressive thoughts in a very a very tangible way. So throughout the story, you are seeing this girl, her name is Candace Fairchild, and you're seeing her interactions with her friends, teammates, a love interest, Noah, but we can talk about him later. And alongside the actual things that are happening to them, you can see the way the depressive thoughts are analyzing the situations and see how all of that is building up against each other, on top of each other, just becomes a lot for this girl to handle and have to deal with. Does she ever get to a point where she just finds out how to just think about these things differently and not in such a depressed way? This is what I like about I Hear Colors. I Hear Colors is told from the third person limited, so you are able to see her thoughts. You're able to see and experience the thoughts that she's having, but she is not telling it the story. She's not saying, oh, and then I experienced this, he said this to me. It's coming from an outsider is telling the story. An outsider is telling the story. So you are seeing what is actually happening to her. You are seeing how she's handling it. And that, what I like about that is you can see just some bad stuff happens to her. It's not like she's taking, oh hey, how's it going? Oh my god, he didn't say how are you today. He hates me now. You're seeing like, oh, that's not like a great thing to happen. Actually, you're seeing a couple different things. Let's get into it a little bit. Primarily, you're seeing two major interactions. One with her friend, her closest friend. And in this situation, you are seeing clearly what he is doing, what he is trying to do. And you're seeing her reaction to that. And then you're also seeing a character where you're seeing what he's doing, but his intent is ambiguous. So at no point should the reader be confused what is happening in this world, because you don't have to question the reliability of the narrator. It's a third person outlooking narrator. You don't question the reliability of the narrator. But so you are seeing she's reacting to the fact that both of those situations are happening to her at the same time. What I mean by that is, I Hear Colors is essentially intended to show the snowball effect in life, and how having a bad thing happen with your friends, and then having something bad at home, and then having something bad at cheer, and then having something bad with the guy you have a crush on. Those are not isolated situations. They build off of each other, and so you're seeing this all build up until it's just too much. That is what you're seeing with this. And so when I went to beta reads for this story, I asked people, do you think Noah, who I'll probably do like a full video just on him, it's great. I asked people, do you think Noah is cruel or misunderstood? Because he was in a situation that was ambiguous. His intent was ambiguous. And then I would also ask if Asher, the friend, was a bad friend, or was he caught in a tough position? So you can see the difference between what I'm asking here. So I'm asking with the ambiguous situation, do you think it was a misunderstanding, or do you think something was actually going on there? And you did get mixed reviews about both. You got mixed reviews about him. You also got mixed reviews about Asher. Because I'm also not asking with him whether or not he did anything wrong. I'm asking him if he did it because he didn't know what to do, or if he did it because he didn't care what happened. So you see that difference in the types of situations that she has to handle. One person definitely did something wrong. It depends. It depends on who you ask. Now, back to the actual plot of the story. Once you start getting into the story, you get to a point where the people in her life do find out that she is depressed, suicidal, and that leads to almost this bubble state where there's a false sense of security, but she recognizes that it's false. She recognizes that there's a time limit on this, because there's a point where a lot of people who just don't get the process are expecting you to be better. They're like, oh, it's been this long. Why are you still depressed? Are you not trying hard enough? Are you not working hard enough to not be depressed? That's not how it works, boo-boo. There's a bit of a time jump to where some of the people have fallen away. Like some people, it's literally the seating arrangement changed in class, so she doesn't talk to them anymore. But that sucks when I'm so lonely, you know I want to kill myself, and it only takes a seating arrangement changing for you to not be interested and not be there for me anymore. So you see, that kind of thing can change the dynamic between some of the relationships. And then you also see just the cut-off point, the point in which people are going to go ahead and say, I'm not dealing with this right now. I'm not dealing with this anymore. And so now she's at a point that is worse than she was before, because at first she was keeping it to herself that she was feeling this way. No one knew she felt this way, so of course they're not going to say anything. So of course they're not going to try and help her out. Now she's at a point, she's still depressed. She feels like she can't say anything else about it because a lot of people are just over it, because she's over it. Of course a lot of people are also over it. But now they also know she's still depressed. They know she's depressed. They know she's suicidal. And yet, it's that easy for all of these people to kind of drift away. For all of these people to be people she can no longer go to for help. And this is always something I personally felt, and that I hope it comes through in the novel, and it's stated in the novel, is the idea that all of these people are done having to deal with depression. All of these people are over it. All of these people are sick of it because of course, because it's not a fun experience. But that is a part of her. That is a part of her. She cannot control a part of her. She cannot just hide and throw away. She cannot just get rid of. So if they are done with that depression, it feels like they are now done with her. And that is what she is experiencing, added on to essentially all of the things that didn't change. A lot of things even got worse, like her family situation got worse now. All of these things have changed, and that is thrown on top of it, of now they're done with me because they're done having to deal with depression. Because why wouldn't they? Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it because this is my baby. And I put a lot of work into this story, right? I put a lot of work into this story right here. Up on Amazon, available on Amazon.com. Link is going to be down in the description below, as well as the link to my Instagram, Facebook, Norenay Scholar page. Subscribe button's going to pop up around here at some point. And if you really like what's going on here, please consider checking out my Patreon account. Until next time, valediction friends.